your first job in New Jersey, see if I got this right. You got a job as an electrical engineer.
Was elected
As an
as
engineer,
a sales engineer
sales engineer.
in New Jersey. Now the story about that's an interesting story.
Yeah, go ahead, tell me.
One of the women that I drove back from California, her name was Buddy Tupman.
Okay,
She was from Swampscott,
yeah,
all right? And I was down the beach in Beach Bluff, Massachusetts, with Herbie Kotzen and Herbie Gold. And we were on the beach one, oh, it was 4th of July weekend. And all of a sudden, my father comes down to the beach. It's, come on with me, I've got an interview for you with a job, for a job. I knew nothing what the hell he's talking. I went and it was Buddy Tupman wanted me to meet her brother-in-law, Julius Gershon, who's was a brother-in-law, and that's right. And Buddy Tupman knew all. She knew everybody in Lynn and Swampscott and that the Jewish people. So he took me up to her house in my bathing suit, you know. And
I've seen you in your bathing suit. That's pretty good.
Yeah. And anyway, I met Julius Gershon, and he asked me if I'd come to New Jersey. I said for a job. I said sure. I didn't have anything to do. I wasn't tied down to anybody or anything. And I said sure. So he said, well, would you come in to Jersey City, and then my partner and I will interview you and see if we can use you. It's fine. I got nothing to lose, you know. So anyway, then I guess the next week, I went to New Jersey. I took the train to New York. Yeah, I took the train to New York and stayed at the YMCA and went over to Jersey City in the Holland Tunnel with the tubes, and I went to Atlas Steel Products to have an interview with them. Yeah, that's where it all started with them.
Now, mother was not with you at that point.
No.
Right.
We were, we were dating,
Right.
but we weren't serious or
Right.
anything like that.
But how did she end up in Jersey with you? Because at some point you came back to Boston to get married in Brookline. That much I remember.
Good. Yeah, we got married at the Beacon House in Brookline,
Right.
and but that was 1950.
Yeah.
What the hell?
So you'd already been working in Jersey for a couple of years at that point, or a year, 2 years?
No, I was working in Jersey for about 6, 8 months. 8 months. And in the meanwhile, I had picked up, I'd come back to visit my folks, and I always looking for a date, and I called Barbara again, and and we hit it off, and she was dating another guy who I since have met, and the fact is he was a member of Michigan Development.
That's funny.
He was older than I was. He was a radiologist. Anyway, He was a nice guy. He was a character, but he was a nice guy. And that's how, and we picked up where we left off, and it just,
So you,
it got so, yeah. What the hell is, I don't know what the hell. Oh, I know what happened was, I was driving back and forth to Boston, and I would, every other week, or there's a friend of mine, Bobby Jacobson, that was courting a girl in Brookline at the time, and we used to drive back and forth together. One week he'd drive, another week I'd drive, and then it ended up I used to drive by myself. And then it was in April of 1949. Yeah, that'd be April 1949. That Barbara and I got together and we decided to get married.
that's nice.
But we didn't want to get married for a year because I was making $60 a week. And she was working at BU Medical School. And then finally, after about 3 or 4 weeks, we decided we couldn't wait any longer. This running back and forth was too much for me. And I don't know what the hell. Anyway, it turns out I had no business at $60 a week asking anybody to marry me, and who the hell knows what the hell's going to happen. So we finally decided to get married, but we were going to get married the following April. So I get a call from Barbara one night. She says, "David, we can't do this. I can't take it. We can't. It's too much. You driving back and forth, blah, blah, blah. We're going to get married soon." I said, "All right." I says, she was making a good buck at the medical school, and she would come down and go to work in New Jersey, and so that's how we got married. I think she probably was making the same thing I was making. But anyway, that's how it all came.
So you were in New Jersey from 49 to 1960.
Yeah,
When both Mark and I were born in Beth Israel Hospital in Newark.
yeah. He was born in
July
of
52.
52.
See, I remember these things.
Yeah.
And was there any stories? There were no stories about his birth or anything, or my birth or anything. I remember.
Oh yes, there was stories.
Oh yeah.
There was a story about Mark's bris.
Okay. Was that the one, the snowstorm? No.
No, the snowstorm was when
Grandma had some. What?
we. What the hell happened? Wait a minute. When the hell did this?
The snowstorm when Mother was born?
Wait, I'm trying to figure. I'm trying to get the time right.
Right.
Oh, when I first. No, what the hell? I was married in 1950,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yeah.
June 29th, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's right. Right, June 29th, 1950. But who the... Oh, no, I can't remember.
That's all right.
Wait a minute.
So we'll talk about Mark's bris, because Lord knows I haven't heard this story.
What?
Mark's bris?
Yeah, well,
This might be
I
good to
gotta
bring
tell
out.
you,
This might be bring out in a couple of weeks too, in a couple of months.
this is back in, well, let's see, we were married in 1950, and Mark was born in July 1952.
Right.
Is that all right? Well, you don't, but the thing is, between 1950 and 1952, we were living in a one-bedroom apartment in North Arlington, New Jersey. That's where we got married.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and that's where Mark was born. He was born in that's where we lived in North Arlington. And then when I was working for Atlas Steel Products, Julius Gershon, the boss, or one of the bosses, there were two partners, Julius and Cecil Lurie. They had done this with other people. They said to me, "Why don't you go buy a house?" I said, "I can't buy it. I haven't got enough money. I haven't got enough money for a down payment." They said, "We'll give you the money for the down payment. We won't give it to you. You'll pay us back at $10 a week." Okay? And so we found a house in West Orange, New Jersey, and for $2,000 down, we could buy the house, get a mortgage, a 4% mortgage. It's a GI. It was a GI mortgage, and we could move in after we lived in. Let's see, how long did we live with Mark? Oh, it must have been 6 or 7 months. And we were looking for a house. We found a house in West Orange. And one day I come out of the house, and there's a fellow who comes across the street, and he wants to introduce himself. And he says to me, he tells me who he is. And his name is Harold Novak. I says, "You went to Tufts?" He said, "Yeah, how do you know?" He said, "I went to Tufts, and we're fraternity brothers." And his wife went to Tufts too. She went to Jackson. And so that's how we got to West Orange, New Jersey, to Oak Ridge Road.
And they lived across the street.
They lived across the street, and they had
2 daughters.
2 daughters,
Emily
Marcia.
and Marcia. Not bad. Good. That was good. And
We had
how is it that I ended up in a Red Sox uniform in a picture?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
It had to be Mark's old uniform or something.
Huh?
Had to be Mark's old uniform or something.
Could be, but it was. We had handed the clothes down, and so that's how it must have happened.
Now, in the 50s,
Yeah.
Mark got to go to Yankee Stadium with you
Yeah.
a couple of times. Football, baseball. What's this Mickey Mantle story I'm supposed to ask or talk to you about? Do you know anything about Mickey Mantle? What does that have to do with anything?
Oh, I don't. I was Mother and I were at a fundraiser for the Jimmy Fund. And we were at,
Just New Jersey?
no, this is
Later in the 60s.
This is in Boston.
Okay. Because the Jimmy, right.
At the hotel that's in Post Office Square. What the hell's the name of the hotel?
Swiss, it's been a million different things.
There's a big hotel.
Swiss Hotel.
French hotel. What the hell's the name?
Oh, it's now the Langham. It was the small. It's not a high rise. It's a small one.
And there was a fundraiser
Yeah.
for the Jimmy Fund, and for Dana Farber, okay? And Mother and I and Herbie and Lila went to that fundraiser. And, you know, it was a few bucks, probably $100 for the couple. And I went into the men's room. And who the hell's in there in the men's room but Mickey Mantle? He was drunk on a hoot owl. And his agent was with him. And his agent took him by the throat. His agent's a little guy.
Yeah.
Took him by the throat and starts giving him the business. He says, these people paid good money to see you, and you better blah, 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 and straighten yourself up. And, well, that was my first experience with Mickey Mantle. And my only experience.
It's funny how a lot of good stories start in the bathroom, in the men's room. That could be a book unto itself. Who have you met in the men's room? Who have you met in the women's room?
Yeah, it was, but that was, I'll never forget that, Jesus.
So let's go now. Let's get to M. Brown. When did M. Brown start? When did Max start his business?
About somewhere in the 40s, early 40s, 1944, 1943.
And it was on Tremont Street at that time, or was it someplace else?
It was on, what's the name of this street? Oh, it's something you don't know, I'm sure.
Quite a bit.
Max Brown worked for Boston Showcase
Whoa,
for many years. Okay?
that would be the
That was
Star
his,
Boys.
that was his brother-in-law
Right.
was the owner of the Star,
The
was
Star.
the owner of Boston Showcase.
So this would have been Jason's father?
Yeah.
Okay. Who is, any idea of name?
Who?
Jason Starr's father? Was it he married to Molly?
I think yeah. No.
No.
I
Sorry.
think his name was Max.
Okay,
Yes,
that's
that's
all right. So M. Brown worked for Boston Showcase, the Star family, Double R Star.
Yeah.
And what happened then?
Well, he worked for finally. I don't know what happened. I don't know. He never told me, and Charlotte never told me, or anybody ever told me. But because they were friendly, you know, that whole family was
The sisters.
the sisters. They were all. But Max finally decided to go into business for himself, and he started a used furniture business across the street at Roxbury Crossing. I think that's what happened.
On Blue Hill Avenue?
No, it was on, what's the name of that street?
Dorchester Ave?
No, you're way off.
Probably.
Mattapan, what the
Okay.
hell was the name? What the hell, no, it wasn't Mattapan. That wasn't Mattapan.
Columbus Road? Columbia?
Tremont Street.
Tremont. I could have sworn I said
1303 Tremont.
1303. I remember 1303 Tremont Street. Okay, yeah.
Okay. And Columbus Avenue was on the other side of the building.
Got it. I know where it is now. Okay.
That's where I think it started.
Okay.
And he opened up a used office furniture place. And
So this was in the 40s, late 40s.
it was in about 43,
Oh,
something.
okay. Okay. During the war.
Yeah, it was during the war.
All right. And then he stayed at Tremont Street for quite a while then.
Oh,
Through
we
the
stayed on
50s.
Tremont Street till what the hell? was it?
Brookline now? 68, 69?
67, 68.
Yeah, the plaque I think said 68, this is the house that Max built. I want to say it was 60, Mark will remember, 68 or 69.
Well, that's when,
So he went from Tremont Street to Brookline Ave.
yeah,
Did he own both those buildings right away, 126 and 120?
no, 120, no, he owned 126,
Six.
and then he bought 120,
Gotcha.
and,
And that became discount office, and we know that, right?
When Dick and I were there in Charlotte, that's when we bought,
Got it.
yeah.
So,
Oh, wait, no, because
was there something?
discount officers started in, what's the name of the street? In an old building up the little hill where Boston Lager, Boston,
Beer?
yeah, what the hell's the name of the,
Sam Adams. I don't know. I'm in
The,
the 21st century.
but they're down at the bottom of the hill. They weren't there at the time. I think that's where they are.
That's all right. So I want to find out how you got. I kind of know the story of how Max called you up and asked you if you wanted to sell for M. Brown. Is that what happened?
What happened is we were living in New Jersey, in West Orange, and we were very happy. And I was doing pretty well, and and all of a sudden, Max called me. He says, David, I'd like you to come back to Boston and work for me, work for us. And you and Dick will eventually be partners and blah, blah, blah. All right? Well, he says, and let's, how can we work it out? He says, I'll pay for the move and everything else. He just wanted us back in Boston. And he also felt he could trust me as far as the business is concerned, I think. So anyway, finally, after much hemming and hawing, Barbara and I decided we'll do it. But Barbara warned me. She says, my brother's a tough son of a bitch. He says, do you think you can get along with him? I says, I hope so. I think I can. Well, anyway. I came back. We decided, okay, we'll do it. And we came back. I've been in New Jersey
12 years? 13?
10 years.
Yeah.
10 or 11 years.
Yeah.
And we had friends and all of that jazz. And it was tough. But I knew we had friends in Boston, and
Right.
we kept in touch with each other. So,
So you ended up on Wobbin Ave in Wobbin.
yeah.
How did was Herbie in Wobbin at that time? Where'd the Cotsons live?
The
And what-
Cotsons lived in, I don't know the street. They lived on the other side of Route 9. Yeah, I can't remember the name of the street.
Newton Center area?
Huh?
Newton Center area?
Yeah, it was Newton Center, but it was on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
He had been working in Florida. Working in Florida for a grower in Florida who we became very friendly with. And his father did the same thing, called him up and said, I want you to come back. And his father had a heart attack, and he says, okay, I'll come back. And on the way back, they stopped in Wobbin and stayed overnight with us, and then went to Boston.
Hmm.
And